then you want to play a song? Or I got to play?
You
Then
could
I'll
play
something.
first and then go into it.
No, I mean, after I done time, I'm going to play something at the end.
You want to play something at the
I'll
end?
play at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play something at the end.
Okay, so one's at the beginning, one's at the end.
What, songs? I got to play one at the beginning.
Yeah, play one at the beginning, one at the end. All right.
You know my password, right? 131763. In case it things up. Hold on, I had it before. Let's see. How long this one is. Okay, I could do this one.
Oh, my shoulder.
Oh, you know what? I could do lift every voice and sing. Black issue. Oh, that's not a good idea. I don't need no music for that.
I guess so.
I don't need
It's up to you. Hold on, don't start yet. Huh? Hold on, I'm seeing. I know. Dang, calm down. Jeez. You're worse than Aiden. God. I don't know. That's why I'm waiting and seeing. I didn't even clock in. See? See? That's why I said wait. It's 8th grade.
So bring everybody one time?
No, trust. These are one of each grade so far. There's like 7 or 8 classes to each grade, I believe.
So they're gonna pull out the hood.
I think so. See, and some of this is 7th as well. And that's the assistant principal.
Next Saturday?
Yes, that's more 7th grade. I told you, there's over 900 students here.
If you don't get me by 4 o'clock anymore.
Yes, it's on my YouTube. I figured out how to stream yesterday. Watch out, we're live streaming. Huh? Can we start? Yeah. Okay.
It's taking way too long. Eyes up here. Miguel. Thank you for being quiet. I just want to remind you that we do have this live streaming, so we want to be able to hear our presenter. Because it is Black History Month, we are focusing on the theme. The national theme for 2024 is Black artists, visual arts, musical arts, performing arts. So we have brought a special guest to our school today to give you a taste of, I want to say the Caribbean island drum, known as the steel pan. You're going to hear from some of my media students now, from Miss Anaya Davis, which is our WHYY instructor. She has invited her father, Patrick Davis, to come and play. So you're going to hear about the history of it, and then you're going to actually be able to watch him perform. All right? So I'm asking you to be great audience members. Save any questions that you might have for the end. You may have a couple minutes to ask some questions. Okay? All right? Thank you.
Cool. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. A little better than that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you're in my media elective, you already know who I am. But if you don't, my name is Miss Anaya. I'm a part of WHYY's Media Labs. So you might see us running around with cameras sometime. I've brought those here. This morning, we are going to be learning about the steel pan, also known as the steel drum, from my father. He has been playing the steel drum since he was a little kid, so probably about maybe 5 or 6 years old, and has played in different places like France, the United Kingdom, has played across the US, has played in places like Carnegie Hall and Royal Albert Hall. So today he's going to play some stuff for you. We're going to get through the history of it. We're going to show you how they're made, how they're tuned, and the types of sticks, and then hopefully maybe some of you can even try it out. We'll see. Because some of y'all might hit it too hard and then the noise is not great. I've been around these since a little kid. It's not a great noise when you don't play it right. So without further ado, here's my dad, Patrick Davis.
All right. Good afternoon. It's good morning, kids, boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls. Okay. Normally, when I do Black History, I always do the Black Anthem. So could you all please stand so I can do the Black Anthem? Okay, morning. Okay, so as you see here, the first part of the table of contents, as you will see, is the history and how the steel pan came about.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. As you could see, in 1887, the British banned African drumming in celebration or in a festival as they thought it was a means of revolt. Actually, it was celebration of some war they had. So it was like a V-Day. It was calling it V-Day. And then because of this, the slaves created an instrument, the tambu bamboo. That's a bamboo. I don't know if you know what's a bamboo. It's a plant, the bamboo, but you take the root, and we made music with it. I'm sorry I didn't have one here. And then this evolved in using metal and household items. Metal took over from the bamboo because the drums was banned. Because the slaves used to have to hide to worship, and the drums was banned. And players discovered that the raised areas made different songs. That's when somebody picked up a garbage can and started beating it. And it started to sink into a convex dent. So it went down to a cone shape, and that's how the song was created. When the steel pan first emerged, it was taken serious. It wasn't taken seriously, seen as a criminal instrument because, again, it was for the lower class of people, as they would say. Time, exposure, and further development eroded the stigma. It's now the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago, the only steel acoustical instrument invented in the 20th century. Now, these are some of the notable people that was part of the invention. You have, well, all these guys have passed on, but you have Elie Manet. He was father of the modern steel pan instrument. Elie is credited with the invention of several instruments in the steel pan orchestra, such as the triple guitar and the modern day steel pan.
So the one that you see here.
So, but it's a myth that it wasn't him, it was his brother. But that's not for us to discuss, you know. Then you have Vincent Spree. This is the guy that actually concaved the notes to get the song. He's the inventor of the ping pong, which is this. This is called a ping pong. That's what it was called before. And it's created the fourth and fifth soprano steel pan, which is, when you say fourth and fifth, if any of you do music, you know that C. So the fifth of C on the major scale is going to be what? Anybody? If we on the scale of C, what's the fifth note on the scale of C? G. So the next note going next to it will be what? The fifth of G will be? No. Fifth of G will be D. And the fifth of D will be A. And the fifth of A will be E. That's going on the right hand side. And on the left hand side, you go in fourths. So the note next to the note, listen.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
This is C. This is the fourth. So this is F, and this is the fourth of F. This is the fourth of B flat, and that's how it goes. And coming this way, it goes in fifth. So the note next to each note, going ambient, going anti-clockwise is the fifth, and the notes going clockwise is the fourth. Okay? Just give it. Continue. Bertie Marshall, he created the shade canopies. That's what the bands use home, so the song would stay for when the big bands play for the carnival, which is going on right now in Trinidad. This is the guy that created the fourth and fifth tenor pan. And the first thing is called a grundig. That's where, when they started the beating the drums, it had 3 notes. So they tuned it into 2 notes, and they used to call it a grundig. That's Mr. Neville Jules, who just passed at like 97 or 98. You know, I think the youngest guy here he just passed last year. He passed a few years ago, and the others passed a long time. Thanks. This is how they are made.
So we have a video.
So we have a video, and see it say, without a tuner, you're in trouble.
This is how magic happened. Under the thud of the stone, the heat of the fire, and the pressure of water, the modern pan was born. On that day, an ordinary oil drum became a true instrument. the only steel acoustic musical instrument invented in the 20th century. Of course, the handyman played a part. And that young fella who managed to tune that 55-gallon drum was the first of a large brotherhood, without whom nothing could have started. Masters of fire, steel, and sound. They are called tuners.
The word tuner is something of a misnomer because a tuner is the person who actually makes the instrument.
In the early days, some of the players used to try to tune their own instrument because it was, there were not many notes on each drum. But as it became more intricate, then the tuner now became indispensable.
But without the tuner, you know you're in trouble. He have to keep your instrument right there. He have to make sure everything is right.
It takes someone about 7 years of your life to develop the skill to meet the given standard, the standard that we have achieved today.
Why did it stop? Hold on. I don't know why it stopped. Oh, it's buffering. Gotta love the internet. Why my whole computer froze? Okay. Maybe. Talk while I figure out what's happening.
All right. I guess the internet has overloaded. Okay. So while we do that, I'll just give you a brief. Let's look at what we call them mallets. Will you give me some light, please?
Can you turn on the lights, please?
Okay. What she was showing you there is how they was making. Each steel orchestra carries what you call different sections. You have the tenor section, you have the double tenor section, which is representative of the tenor. Then you have the double seconds. The tenor is in the cycle of fourth and fifth. The double tenor goes in the cycle of augmentation. I know if some of you know music, I might be a little way over your head, but that's the configuration of what it's made of. The double second goes in whole tones. The cellos goes in minors, minor patterns. The bass, which you have the sixth bass, which goes in thirds, which goes in fifths, and then you have the cellos, the 4-pan cellos, what goes in diminish. So you would have one set of cellos would be 4, one set of cellos would be 3. Then you have one set of bass that will be 6, and then you have another set of bass that's going to be 4. So you have a bass and a tenor bass. And then you have the double guitar, which goes in the same whole tones like the double seconds. And then you have the double tenor. So that's the basic makeup of a steel orchestra. So 7 different sections. So with the bass, you would use something like this. This is for the
Yeah,
bass.
my whole computer froze. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right. For the guitars and the cellos, you use this. If you notice that each pan has a different size stick that it plays because the notes on some pans are bigger. On the double tenor and the double second, you use this because these notes are almost the same size. And for the lead that I am playing, you use this. So you notice there as the sticks, as the bigger the pans, the bigger the sticks. The smaller the pans, the smaller the sticks. All right? You get it back now?
No.
What was next?
It was literally about the types of pans, like
Okay.
what makes up the steel orchestra.
And I guess you all want to know what they put them on. They make stands. You see, this is a stand for a single pan. So each section, minus the base, you build like a square or something we call blocks in the shape of a T. and then you put sponge all the way around so the bass sits on it. So that's how you get the bass sound. All the other pans goes on stands. So if you have 3 pans, you would have 3 stands. If you have 4 pans, you would have 4 stands. If you have 2 pans, you will have 2 stands. And if you play 1 pan, you'll have 1 stand. You know? So anybody have any questions? My assistant try to get her stuff back up. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, now it works.
You gotta get up. I can't hear
Where are
you.
you from?
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. Oh, okay, all right. Good. That's a good question.
Said, how are the notes?
I'm gonna explain it to you. No, it's a good question.
I think I got it back.
First to begin, you get it's a 55-gallon drum. Now you saw the guy was banging. So he goes down, you see he had a ruler, right? It's all about mathematics. Okay, you know what's a hashtag? All right. So they draw a hashtag in the middle of the drum. And then they draw lines. So if you notice, it's concave shape. So they synced. Okay, that's a good, because each instrument is sung to a different depth. So you would not, would sing lower than a bass. So that's why to get the bigger notes. The bigger notes, the drum goes down less. The smaller note, the goes down more. So you find when they finish now, you got a hold of me.
Hold on.
So now what they do with the hashtag, they draw a line. Then they take a ruler to make sure that they have the correct depth that they want. Then they take a chisel. No, then they draw the notes after they think. Like you will see, like you have this note, right? So between this, now you have a line coming like this and a line coming like that. So they will draw the notes between the spaces. Then they take a chisel and they chisel around the notes to get the shape. And then it's sunk, it's burnt, it's re-sunk again, then they send it to chrome. This has been chrome. This is called chrome. We call it beat back. They beat it back because when it's burned, you beat it down, and then they start tuning it. So then they buff it, clean it, and send it to chrome, and then when they come, they retune it. And that's how you get the song.
All in all, it takes a really long time. As a kid growing up in pan yards, you would often hear somebody just dun, 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 somewhere like in the yard, and you're like, what is happening? And they're like, oh, they're just tuning the pans. Meanwhile, they're like beating into this metal thing, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
It takes a roughly, some tuners, they have a line. They have somebody sinking, somebody grooving, somebody burning, somebody pre-tuning, and then somebody tuning. But if you notice the size, right, or the skirt, that's what creates the song. So the longer the skirt, the deeper the song. This is called a skirt. So if you have, this is a skirt, this is a lead, but the pans beyond it will be, you see, each pan will get, the skirt gets bigger and bigger till you have the whole barrel, which is a bass. You have like half a barrel, which is basically like a cello. This cello is the tenor bass. And then you have like this like 24 inches. It goes on by the inches on the outside. So it's that scale. Any more questions? Yeah. You gotta stand though. I can't hear you.
How much does one cost?
You wanna know how much one of these costs right now? Roughly, if you go, I would send you online because you mightn't believe me. But one of these could cost you right now 3,000 to 5,000 US. Okay. All right, hold up. This pan, when I bought it, at the time I bought it, it was like 800. The pan that I have now, when I bought it was 2,000. So that was, my last son is 17. So my pan is as old as him. So that's why it's so expensive. And then they sell 2 types of pans. They have a new thing they're doing called a powder coat. But they powder coat it. But the thing with the powder coat, you don't get the same song as the chrome. Because the chrome gives the pan life. If you re-chrome this, you get like at least 10 years of life. more out of it because it preserves the drum. Yeah, let me hear you. How old are you now? I'm been playing instrument? Are you trying to know how old I am? That's a trick question. I've been playing steel drum since I'm 4. Since I'm 4 years old. Actually, I'll give you a little history. One of the oldest steel bands that is no longer in existence started in my mother's aunt yard. So it actually started in my great aunt's yard. So I've been playing over 50 years. So you know how old I am, you could guess. Yeah, I just said it, 50. I don't look it, right? I'm playing over 50 years, so. No. I'm not that old, but I'm too far. No, don't try to be guessing my age. Yeah? It don't make no sense. I'm just playing over 50 years, and this is it. Yes, a question in the back. Yeah. I hear you.
How long does it take to make the pants?
It could take, depends on who's making it. Because some guys have a line, some guys just do it on their own. If one person do it on their own, one pan could take him a week. But if he has a line, he could have a whole band within a day. Any more questions? Okay, I'm listening. You put your hands up, right? Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Oh, this is this is the country I'm from. Like if you were in a band and let's say the band named Angels, they will put angels on all the pans. And so like I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. If somebody's from Grenada or Barbados or Jamaica, they put it, or you would see when they're playing, they put their national flag, which we call a bandana, on top of their head. You understand? You have any pictures of them playing?
I don't know.
Okay. So anybody want to come and try, I'm just take like 5 people. Can't take more than 5. All right. I'll take you.
Take Joshua in the back because there's 2 in the back.
Call him. Who's named Joshua? Yeah, you come.
Joshua, come up.
Joshua?
This one's here.
Okay, take one from more in the back. And one. Just need like 5. Okay, let me get a girl or 2. Let's get a girl. Okay. All right. Okay. Good.
Why is it moving like this? Are they up here? I get this one. Which one?
Okay. All right. This movement. If you do like this, if you keep your finger on the stick like this, it's just, that's what you're going to hear, nothing. But like this, you just have to. Okay? Thank you. I'm going to play a little something for you while you guys leave. Okay?
Yes. Okay. computer while I live stream. Hold on. Wah, wah. It wasn't HDMI 1. Hi.
How are you transmitting this feed to there?
Yeah, I'm transmitting it onto YouTube, so right now I'm watching to make sure it works properly because my computer had a heart attack trying to live stream it while doing the presentation, so I have to use my next laptop.
Wait, how do you transmit this to that?
This cord,
Huh?
USB-C cord.
Why don't we get these cameras? Huh?
Huh?
Why don't we get these cameras instead?
It's only one of these. Belongs to the school. It's only one of them.
I know there's a lot of them at the WXYY. Want to use them for the interviews? We'll use these ones. Remember these ones? Yeah. These ones were better. Much. Hear me?
Huh?
These ones are better. Cost much more. I know, we use some of the trick bullshit. Also, why? Why were they
This is
using?
Antonio and Dash.
Why were they using Google Slides to show the Apple version? What's it called? Keynote.
I could use Keynote.
Why were they using Apple Slides to show Apple Keynote? And Slides
No, it's not Apple Slides. It's Google Slides.
Is it?
Yeah, this is Google Slides. I made it.
Why does it have the things on top?
Because it's the theme of the presentation. It's like playlist.
I know it was made in. I thought it was made in Apple Keynote and then imported Google Slides. That's a theme?
Now we have even younger kids.
Should I let you make an invoice for them for me? Do you know what you want?
Huh?
You think they need an invoice?
No. How much did your shoes cost? How much did your shoes cost?
I think I paid I get in a place for almost $97. But these is like one something. Oh, you know, everything is. Oh, you like them?
I was thinking of buying new shoes. I didn't know what to buy though.
I like that.
Hi, Jennifer.
You like your Converse?
I know.
You got it so long.
Yeah, it's a platform.
Give me five twice. Still hear some noise. Thank you for getting quiet. We are about to begin our presentation. We have been blessed to have Miss Anaya, who is our WHYY instructor, come in and give us some history of the steel pan, and her father, Patrick Davis, who will be presenting as well and playing on the steel pan. This year's theme, national theme for Black History Month, is Black artists, and that could be performing arts, visual arts, and that's how we came up with the history of the steel pan, because it is a musical art. So now I'm going to give it over to Miss Anaya.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. To my media elective kids that are supposed to be in class, I am so sorry that you're here again to see this again. For my Media Lab kids, my after-school kids, hi. For everybody else, hello, I'm Miss Anaya. I'm a part of WHYY's Media Lab, so you might see me running around with kids with cameras or with my own camera. You might see me around the building. So today we are going to be talking about the history of the steel pan with my father. My dad has been playing since he was 4 years old and has played across the world in the UK, in France, and across the US in many different halls and things. He's also been on the news without me, might I add. But he's been on the news, he's done countless interviews, he has played for places like the Brooklyn Public Library, Carnegie Hall, Royal Albert Hall, and yeah, so he's gonna play a song for you first, and then we're gonna get into the history. Hopefully my presentation works, because for the last one it didn't work quite well. Then we're gonna get into how they're made, how they're tuned, and the types of sticks. And then you will have a time to ask questions and actually come and play this. We'll choose like 5 students to come and try it out. You don't have to try it out. It's whoever wants to participate. We're not going to be like, you, come and play it now. So, without further ado, here's my dad, Patrick Davis.
Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you. All right, so before we start, can everybody stand for the Black Anthem? I always open Black History, any Black History stuff I do with the anthem. Thank you. Could you all stand, please? Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Open up. Alright. Okay, you see we have a table of contents. So first we would start with the history, then we would start with how they made, the types of steel pans and orchestra, the sticks, the type of sticks used. Okay? Alright, so,
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
okay. As you see on the board, it says 1877. The British banned African drumming in celebration or in a festival as they thought it was a means of revolt, which they were celebrating the end of the war, some war they was having. And because of this, former slaves created an instrument called a tambo bamboo. Anybody know what's a bamboo? It's a plant. So they used the bamboo to make rhythms. Then that too was banned. This evolved to using anything metal and household items. Metal took over from bamboo, and the players discovered that the raised areas made different sounds, which is convex. It's like this barrel, they was beating on it, and somebody heard a song. And from there, it evolved into the steel drum. Okay, next. When the first steel pan first emerged, it wasn't taken seriously. It was seen as a criminal instrument, which means it was like, we have a saying in the Caribbean, it was only bajons. We call them thugs, right? Seen for the lower class people. Time, exposure, and further development eroded the stigma that today in schools in Trinidad, we actually have steel pan as a subject. And we have the junior competitions we have from elementary to secondary to under 21. It's now the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. It's the only steel acoustical instrument invented in the 20th century. These are some of the notable people we call pioneers in the steel pan instrument. You see, Elie Manet was the father of the modern steel pan instrument. He's credited with the invention of several instruments in the steel pan orchestra, such as the triple guitar and the modern day steel pan. Winston Spree, father of the steel pan, is the inventor of the ping pong steel pan instrument, as well as working with Anthony Williams, who created the fourth and fifth soprano steel pan, which means that if we have C on one side, the note next to it on your right hand will be a fifth, and the note next to it is going to be a fourth. So clockwise, you go in fourths, anti-clockwise, you go in fifths. So which means if you play C, on your right, on anti-clockwise will be G, because if you play C major, see, that's 5. That's a fifth. If I play G major, that's a fourth. So if you play C, going the other way, so that's the fourth of C, which is F. So one way you go, each note next to each note is a fourth of the note before, going clockwise, and going anti-clockwise is a fifth. And then you have Bertie Marshall created a shades canopy, which we use for carnival, for when the big band's playing in the carnival and having their competition. He's also, they didn't note it, but he was the first guy to had electronics, steel pan using electronics. Way back then, he had amplified pans. Anthony Williams, well, as you see before, he created the tenor pans, the fourth and fifth, and he created what was called the first grundig, which is a big drum where they cut and build like 5 notes, where they don't sing that deep. And it's called the grundig. Mr. Neville Jules, who just passed recently, and Anthony Williams. The other guys have already passed. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How they are made?
Let's hope this works. It's playing from my laptop. Great.
And this is the stone, the heat of the fire, and the pressure of water, the modern pan was born. On that day, an ordinary oil drum became a true instrument. The only steel acoustic musical instrument invented in the 20th century. Of course, the hand of man played a part. And that young fella who managed to tune that 55-gallon drum was the first of a large brotherhood, without whom nothing could have started. Masters of fire, steel, and sound. They are called tuners.
The word tuner is something of a misnomer because a tuner is the person who actually makes the instrument.
In the early days, some of the players used to try to tune their own instrument because it was, there were not many notes on each drum. But as it became more intricate, then the tuner now became indispensable.
But without the tuner, Angel, he have to keep your instrument right there. He have to make sure everything is right.
It takes someone about 7 years of your life to develop the skill to meet the given standard, the standard that we have achieved today. To meet that standard, you must dedicate your life for 7 years practicing this thing. And everybody will do it. It's difficult. You find you get more rangers. Because your rangers is like music literacy and so on. But the pan tuning thing is very difficult.
To become a tuner, you had to have ears that were unimaginably sharp. It's like the person, the conductor who could listen to a symphony orchestra and point out, you the third violin, your fourth string is out of tune. They had to have ears like that.
You have to have the experience to be able to do that. You have to be doing it for a very long time.
All year, the tuners live and labor in the shadows. For Panorama, they come out into the limelight.
When you see a name on that banner, pan tune like Clifford Alfred and so on, and first time it was like unbelievable. It is hardly a word to explain. To talk about you're hearing your voice, you're hearing your effort, you're hearing your sweat because you sweat a little bigger pan, and you sink and you pull in it. It's a era in my life, I experienced that I don't think I'll ever forget.
All right, do you want to talk? Talk. This is a whole new section.
Okay. This is a new section?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all right. Now, the type of pans. In the steel orchestra, we have 8 sections. Some people say 7. The first section is called the sopranos, which is a tenor, which, as you could see that I have here, I can't bring a whole band here. And then you have the double tenor, the double seconds. Okay, so each pan has what they call a configuration, which is how it's made up. It's called on a piano, it's going to be called a fret, or a guitar, it's going to be called a fret. The tenor pan goes in the cycle of fourths and fifths. The double tenor goes in the cycle of augmented. I know some of you might know what I'm speaking of, but the double second goes in whole tone scales on left side and right side. Also the double guitar. The cellos goes in minors. So you'll have C minor, A minor on one pan, or A minor 7th. And then you have the basses where you go in fourths and fifths. You have 2 notes on each bass, or in thirds. So let's say you have C on one bass, you probably might have an E, or you might probably have a G, or you might probably have an F. Depends on who is the tuner, because everybody kind of makes the bass different. And then you have the 4-pan cello, which goes in diminished. So which means the scales on it makes up a diminished. Each note is a diminished. So a diminished is something like this. So these 4 notes is going to be on a pan. So you go here. So that's diminished. Right? And then you have the tenor bass, which they make in major minor. Some will carry a major pattern, some will carry a minor pattern. Each section drum is cut differently. As you notice, the bigger, the more pans you have, is the bigger the skirt. It's called a skirt. This is called a skirt. This is on the outside of the pan. It's called a skirt. So this is, you see the skirt, this is for a tenor. You might still get a tenor skirt a little more, then the seconds, then the bass, then the cello, then the guitars. Everybody has a different skirt, a different size, because the skirt gives it its songs. That's a song. So you get the song. So you get this song out of a tenor. Right? And now these are the 6 that we use. We'll start with the tenor pan. This is the sticks for this pan I just played. For the double second pans and the double tenor pans, use the same size of sticks. Right? For the bass pans, for the cello pans and the guitar pans, they use this because they are cut different and the notes are almost similar in size. This is what you use. And for the bass, you use these. See the sponge balls? So you could use this on the tenor bass or on the big bass. All right? And when you hold the sticks to play, you hold the sticks like this. Because if you hold it like this, you hear anything? Okay, so now, see the difference? So it's a wrist movement. So in order for you to get the value of what pan you're playing, it depends on how you hold your sticks. Okay, any questions?
You want to read your quote
Oh.
before you end?
Steel pan plays all types of music. It can play for everybody.
Yeah, that was an article. I did my research.
Okay, I know. My daughter told you I taught Europe and I taught South America and played here and everywhere.
Okay.
You know. Anybody with any questions? Let's go ahead.
How is the steel pan played even anyways?
Okay, well, you have what you call an arranger or music teacher that is going to teach you music. Some steel pan players could read music, so you give them the sheet. Most steel pan men learn by ear. It's like people have the concept that you have to learn to read music. Reading music is just a guide, because once you learn a song, it actually, I learned this from a guy who was playing in the police band and said, he said, I'm playing this song for 20 years. I need to watch no score sheet. It's just like if your memory lapse. But once you're playing something over and over, it becomes natural in your ear. You hear it in your ear. So most musical steel men, we train without music sheet. But there are guys like myself who did music courses, like in the University of the West Indies. You go to learn to sight read and music theory and stuff. There are guys going to like Berkeley, Illinois University. There's programs in different colleges now that is actually offering the steel pan, that you could go and get a degree into steel pan. We have like Liam, one of the professors in Illinois is a guy called Liam Teague. He's a Trinidadian. Any more questions? Yes. I don't understand when they ask me if it's hard to learn. Anything you want to learn, you got to put your mind in it and your time to it. That's how you learn. If I want to learn how to draw, I got to put my time into it and do it, because it's like I played with a company called Something Positive. The leader was a lady, she died. Her name was Cheryl Byron. She was a professor at McGill College. And she had a group and she named it Something Positive. And I used to wonder, why you name a group Something Positive? So one day, actually, they were all going to college. That group started in City College. And they came up with a name. We're not going to breed nothing negative. So they came up with the name Something Positive. What she means to say that once you came in to that room where it's happening, it was always supposed to be a positive energy. All right? Any more questions? I guess nobody they want to speak. So all right, we're going to get like 4 or 5 people to come up and try out. Now everybody want to try out, you see? All right, I'm gonna let the teachers pick. What are they like?
Why is it up here?
Okay. All right, that's it. So let's go.
Whoa,
Come on.
whoa, whoa.
Go ahead.
Wait. Only 5, right?
No, that's it. That's it. That's good. That's good. So go ahead. See, I just showed her. You see what you're doing? You have to hold it like this, like that. Use these fingers. Right. Don't press. Right. Right. That's it. Don't press. Hold it. Take this finger has to go wrong here.
So remember, she said to be loose, right? It's all
Right. That's it. Yeah. You see the difference? Okay. Let the next one try. Thank you. Go ahead. Just touch it. Just touch it. Don't. It is not going to hit you. It never hit nobody. No. Okay. You go ahead. You have to try to hit the note in the middle. Okay. Just play. Just play. No, play in the middle. Yes. Okay, that's good. Nice. So you know. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
did I do good? She plays the drums.
Okay. Thank you. So, I want to thank you all for coming. And thank you for being a great audience. Okay, thanks.
This? Hi, Jennifer.
I need to play. You understand? Nobody wants to ask a question, but everybody wants to play.
Alright, I think I'm gonna end the live. So that was the best one. Bye everyone on the live. I'm ending it.